Hi everyone, this is a quick update on the first 2.01 patch update for ShellMod. I'll talk about the updates briefly and share a few tips and tricks there to improve your workflow with the ShellMod modifier. First of all, the algorithm behind the straighten edges function has been greatly improved. In the initial release, if you had a planar face with multiple edge loops, the face normals would have been averaged, thus resulting in some unwanted deformations here and there. Now if you add edge loops, it should stay perfectly straight from now on. As an addition, now you can control how the plugin caps the upper and lower parts of your mesh individually, allowing more ways to create interesting effects. A few things to keep in mind when you're modeling with the modifier. You should know the limits and understand how the modifier works to get the best results. When you are adding edge loops or beveling edges, always keep in mind the thickness of your mesh and the edge loops that the modifier creates. Here, I'm purposefully adjusting the values so the mesh crashes into itself. If you add edge loops to your mesh, the modifier will use the resulting normals. Here, you can see that the modifier projects the edge loops downwards. If that loop intersects with other loops, it will have a hard time figuring out how to straighten out itself, and probably just mess up your geo. If you are making sharp bends, you should always add some support edges. The thickness of the mesh should not intersect with itself. If you want to add some support edges for your final subdivision, the best practice is to add them after you blocked out your final shape and baked in your ShellMod mesh. You should always work as low poly as possible on your base geometry. For creating bolts and screws, just make a base ShellMod plane, smooth it once and add one of the bolts presets. Play around with the settings to find the ideal size. Then mirror it, duplicate the base mesh, freeze and reset its transforms, and flip it. I'm working on the x-axis, so I'll have to flip it on the z-axis. Then freeze its transforms so the normals get flipped back to its original positions. An easy method to add extra detail to your models is to take your object with a ShellMod modifier on it, duplicate the base object, and add a new modifier, and flip its normals, with the reverse normals option in the modifier. This way you can add extra details while keeping the form of your previous mesh. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.